Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. I really wish I had made this video a while back because recently the price of materials and labor have skyrocketed as it pertains to new construction, and I don't think that you could do what I did now for the price that I did it. We'll go through that shortly because pretty regularly I get asked how much did it cost for you to convert that two-car garage into an apartment. And today I'm going to take you line by line how much it cost me to do that. That's materials and labor. I'll try to break down each cost as best I can as I remember it. I made the mistake of not keeping any invoices, and so it's hard to exactly remember what and what is what, but for the most part I've got it down pretty close. So let's get into that. So here we are on the sheet. This is it. These are the costs. I'll try to blast through this kind of quick to get to the point, and at the same time try to elaborate on a few things that I think are important. When I got here and we purchased this property originally, the garage was full of junk. The doors had to be taken off. Insulation was in there. There was drywall that had to be taken out. We had to rip all that out. I did that myself. And luckily a friend let me borrow his dump trailer and I was able to go dump that. So that's what dump fees are, to get rid of all the stuff that was in here and to get it down to bones. First line. Okay, after that I had the, okay, also let me also say this. I didn't put this in order. You know, the stuff that isn't exactly in order. It's probably kind of close. No, I'm looking at it, it's not. So with that said, this is not in order, but these are the costs that were incurred. So let's get right into it. Okay, so after dump fees, I had the slab redone. And then after that, I've got framing labor here. And lumber that went along with it. For all my appliances, $4,700. That's including my washer and dryer. I spent a little more. You're gonna find that I spent a little bit more than anybody has to on any of this stuff because I wanted a few nice things here and there, and I kind of took it too far, knowing in the end what the house or the property was gonna be used for. So it wasn't a waste of money necessarily, but you could definitely do this on the cheap. If you're trying to gather information for your own project, you can cut these corners, especially if you know how to do anything, which, like, as far as manual labor goes, which, you know, for me, I have no skills and I'm completely useless, so I have to pay for everything to be done. So this would probably represent like a worst case scenario for something like this. So after that, I had plumbing rough-ins and finishes. I don't have it divided up. I know that the bulk of this invoice came when the ditch was dug for the sewer that went from the tiny house to the main house, and so that's the bulk of that. I had electrical rough-ins. They cost $2,874. HVAC rough-ins and finishes were $5,800. He invoiced me all at once for everything at the end, so I don't know what it cost. Like, it would have been broken up. Usually I spray foam insulated this thing. It barely cost more than it would have to bat it because of the size, so I went ahead and opted for that. Drywall, materials, and labor, $3,700. My kitchen and bathroom tiles, $886. The tile labor for the bathroom and the kitchen totaled $1,337. Now the bulk of that was for the shower. Shower tile labor is much higher than a backsplash in a kitchen. So for my flooring, $1,409 for the hardwood that's upstairs, and then to install that, $762. For my exterior door and all my interior doors, $1,101. I think there's 1, 2, 3 doors. Yeah, and so that's a little high, but my doors they have glass in them. You could definitely cut that down pretty substantially. For all my plumbing fixtures, $1,089. For all my electrical fixtures were $873. My kitchen cabinets and my bathroom cabinets were $4,337, and the quartz throughout, which includes the kitchen and the bathroom. $1,294. The floating shelves in the kitchen are walnut. That was $260. For the paint and the labor, $1,248. For the interior trim and the install labor, right at $2,000, a little bit under. For bathroom shower glass and the door, it was a little over $1,000. So the upstairs I've got hardwood, and the downstairs I've got just the slab that we like kind of sealed and then epoxied. That was $397 for that. That's gonna seem low if you know anything about epoxy, and it is, and you get what you pay for. And this was a mistake. This is garbage. My floors downstairs are garbage. Maybe I can show you that. But that's another conversation for another day. I balled out on the staircase, partly because it was framed wrong in the first place and it needed to be wrapped for it to look right, and it would be pretty awesome. I had talked myself into it, spending a lot on the staircase because it's like the focal point of the downstairs, and kind of glad I did because it looks really great. But $2,900, there is no reason why a staircase should cost that much money. My garage doors were $3,956. That's for 2 single car glass aluminum black garage doors. That's as cheap as I could find them. It's pretty rad. Siding and windows for the exterior, $1,704. To install the siding was $1,600. The windows would have been installed when the framing was done. The framing labor up here for $1,800 would have included that. We needed walls put up and stuff. I failed to mention that, but that's why there's framing labor. Like, the garage wasn't set up like this. It was one big open space, obviously, and we divided it into 2 spaces, one single car garage, one living space. Where were we here? So the gutters and the install, black gutters, $575. My downstairs closet, my personal closet, was part of the kitchen cabinets, but to install it was, for the materials and the labor to build the drawers in, and I'll show you that now, was $1,088.44. And that's kind of gnarly, but there's not a whole lot of choices around here for someone that was able to do that, and it came out really, really good. It's exactly what I wanted, so I mean, no complaints, I suppose. Electrical finishes, which would have happened like sometime up here, was $2,274. Now, to improve the yard, I've got $2,230. I say improve, it's not quite done yet. I haven't landscaped along my walking path, but there was so much dirt left over from the ditch being dug, and the grade of this yard was just jacked. So grading, hauling mounds and mounds and mounds of dirt off, grading again, seeding, strawing, all that sort of stuff. There was a ton of rocks that we had dug up. Those had to be hauled off and put in a special place. It costs money to dump rocks. So $2,230 for the yard improvement, which is crazy. So misc items and finishes, $1,167. So that's a lot of money to just call misc. What happened was, that's a bunch of random stuff. So like later on, I bought 2 more windows to add to the top upstairs, and they were black because I felt like they needed to be to match the garage doors, and I had to have them installed. That's my bathroom mirror. A few other little odd and end things here and there. And probably some other stuff that I cannot remember. Again, keep your invoices when you're doing this sort of stuff. And then my internet solution. So to get the internet from the front, the big house up front to here, this was how it cost $575 to make that happen. So that's pretty much it. If we add this up, we're at $72,470.36. That's kind of crazy. I know for a fact that I probably could have done this for $10,000 to $15,000 less than I did, but I thought I was going to be here for a while. More on that later. And on top of that, I had a budget of $75,000. because I knew that I would never have any issue renting it for $750, and so I was just kind of going on a rough 1% rule, and that's kind of where the budget came from. I was able to beat that, and like I said, I could have done it a lot cheaper, and I probably should have in hindsight. So if you take the $72,470 over to a rental property calculator, I know no one asked, but you put in rental income of $750, and you take 72,000, what was it, 470. That's a 12.42 cash on cash return, which is not the best, I suppose, but right now in today's age, it's pretty good in the rental game. So like I said, I kind of set the $75,000 budget up on the 1% rule, that I should make 1% of my cash per month, and that's how I came to that. So that pretty much sums it up. $72,000. A 12.42% cash on cash return, not counting the money that I had to spend to live here, which was zero. With that said, I hope that if you're trying to do a project like this of your own, that this video helped you in some way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.